Hello, hello, hello. You guys can hear me, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna just do a few more. I'm just gonna do a few of these events and wait for people to just show up. And also, I'm just getting things a little bit set up, so I'll just do a few of these credit races in the meantime. Then we'll do multiplayer. How's the video quality? The stutter or anything? Is there anything wrong with it? Probably best to know now so I can change it later on. Okay, your game is a little bit laggy on your end. Okay, let me see what I can do. Because this is my settings right now, and I'm trying to make sure that like it's as stable as possible, but it's a little bit jittery. I think it's because of the latency, maybe. I'm not sure if like increasing any of these will help, but this is what I have right now. Well, I don't know. I guess we can. I mean, it isn't too bad in terms of lag, but I think it's a little bit annoying. Pretty sure it wasn't this laggy in the first stream. Yeah, we'll just do a few of these events and then we'll start doing multiplayer. I'm gonna mostly pay attention to the rush season than the burst of speed season, mainly because there's way more cars and well, you know, it's not stupid. Okay, this run is all immediately horrible. Messed up on the drift. No, I don't think this would be any better. No, I think it'll be worse. Yeah, I think the Vencer is the best car to go with. Alfie Airy is just horrible. Just atrocious in every single way. And you'll be seeing that in my tier list. You'll be seeing just how awful it is. I could say, I guess it's a spoiler alert, but I mean, it's pretty obvious that it's pretty horrendous of a car. Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely useless. Undesirable, unredeemable. No, no, it's not that great. Hello, hello everyone, hello. There's only 10 people right now, but hopefully you'll get more traffic in here. Yeah, the Vencer is just absolutely amazing. It's like even for its rank in the grand scheme of things, it's kind of a little bit slow. But for Class C, it's just amazing. Like the CN is, I think, beats it on some tracks, and I'm pretty sure the SEG just beats it outright because it does handle well and it's probably better off in Caribbean, but at the same time, it's a little bit too sluggish and top speed isn't amazing. Keep on getting 22.5s. There's something I'm missing. I'm not sure if you can get airtime off the starting parts. I'm pretty sure it's mainly because of the corners and not doing them proper. I think I have to hit a wall earlier so I can get a better perfect run bonus. Yeah, it's been a while since my last stream, so I kind of wish that it was a little earlier, but just a bunch of things got in the way. Yeah, fasting also doesn't really help you in the motivation end of the spectrum. Let me nah. Oh, we're all awkwardly set up for this corner. Yeah, this wasn't good. There's something about these corners that I'm not getting 100%. I think it's the way I start off with them. It's like the entry isn't the best. I'll probably have to do some practice after this. But regardless, I'm just doing... I've gotten position or top 1%, and I only have to do this 4 more times and I'm done. But anyways, let's get to multiplayer. We're going to be starting off with... Well, obviously you can see the Huracan, but I guess we can start off with... we can start off relatively reasonable and begin with the SCG. Okay, now let me not forget this. I have to type. Okay. This might actually be a problem because you get matchmates so quickly, either anyone with like slightly slower reaction times might not be able to do much. Oh, frames aren't amazing. Wow, that was amazing. I don't think I ever did that. Yeah, I think it's a very laggy. I'm not sure what I can do about that. Oh, that's a mistake. Really hurt ourselves there. Please do not flat spin additionally, thank you. I mean, honestly, truth be told, the SAG is still pretty good. It doesn't feel too bad to drive, at least compared to the godforsaken Ford GT. Still has a reasonable amount of nitro, Accelerates pretty well for the kind of car it is. Although, I kind of miss its old performance. It was amazing back then. Okay, let's try it again. I'm pretty sure it's laggy on your guys' end. Sorry, but I'm not really sure what I can really do at this point. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm running Asphalt 9 on the lowest settings except for the frame rate, which I need it to be 60, because 30 is just sickening. Oh boy, the start of it. Okay, so 2 people just disappeared right away. That's something. Oh, I didn't even gain airspeed. Uh-oh. Okay, it wasn't me who knocked them down, so not my fault. Pretty sure we can. Where is he landing? Yeah, good. Pretty sure I can catch up to the Ferrari. Fenier's is going to be pushing it. Uh-oh. Thought I was going to get knocked down. I just need to nitro pulse out of his way. Although I'm losing slight amount of speed on the turn. Oh, he's definitely going to out-accelerate me here. Unless I can just get away with it. Yep. Oh, he left the track. Well, I mean, he kind of got in my way. I don't really know what to say about that. That's a flat spin. That wasn't too bad. I mean, if it wasn't so stuttery, I probably would have recorded it and put it into a multiplayer highlight. Yeah. That was pretty nice. That was a good showing for the SCG. Okay. Haven't forgotten anything so far. In terms of, like, you know, telling people to go. Right. Go. I mean, I'm getting a Legions United member, but I'm not sure if he's actually paying attention to the stream. Should I wait, like... I'm not even sure if I can even wait for, like, 2 seconds, because, like, you just get match made so quickly. Not really sure. Oh boy. Well, okay. Okay, you have to find a little gap I can go through. Oh, I'm gonna be set up awkwardly for the barrel roll. Whoop, you got in the way. That wasn't how I wanted that to turn out, but oh, come on. Barreled, man. There we go. Well, I mean, I'm not doing this on purpose. They're just happening to get in my way while I'm driving. That isn't a very good thing to do. Just saying. Oh, this isn't going to do well on the drifting. In fact, it's not even going to make it to the other corner. Ah, this is a bad thing. This is a bad sign. Oh, and I missed the barrel roll because this route is that horrible. Ah, yeah. This car's drifting just let me down completely. Oh, he is in the stream? I'll try saying his name, but it's probably not going to go well. Makwazada. I shouldn't have drifted the last part. Well, I don't usually take that. I don't usually take that corner. Yeah, usually I have a car that can actually drift and take with the car that I can drift. I take the left route, but not with this car. Yeah, this car can't really turn very well. Mati Quezada. Can I just call him Big M from now on? In the drift, the last part. I mean, I don't know. I thought drifting would be the wisest. I don't think anything I could have done would have been wise. Oh, I think Darkling Road is watching the stream though. But yeah, let's just not talk about that run. That was a little bit brutal, I have to admit. Let's focus on not getting rammed. And I think the stream is hurting the connection as well, so that means I'm prone to even more dodgy physics, dodgy internet connections. Nah. Oh. Got some conflict up ahead. He's definitely gonna get me on the drifts. Can I get him on the streets? Oh, with those barrel rolls, of course. Please turn. Thank you. Come on, make the corner. There we go. Oh, he's definitely gonna catch me on the last bend. Nah, I don't think I'll make it in time. Wait, will I make it in time? Oh, I did. What happened? Hold on, let me try recording these. Okay. These are some good runs, actually. Well, I think I'm not sure if he ran wide or if his car just... No, he should make the corner. He should have destroyed the corner. What happened there? Oh, right, no, forgot. Well, I thought I wasn't gonna do that stupid mistake again. Yeah, I thought. Doesn't... Professional streamer. Remember that. Okay, as long as, what on earth? Oh, come on. Whatever, he suffered the same fate. But I'm gonna... Nope. Not gonna get knocked down just yet. No, I think I can still recover. That was a good drift. I think I can still recover, I just need to not choke or anything. Oh, please don't get in my way. Got in my way. He got in my way. I could have gotten more speed out of that bounce, but better than, losing control. Yeah. Be fine now. I think we've got this under the bag. Yeah, that was a decent race. Had a bit of a mishap in the beginning portion, but not too bad. Okay, so let me take a look at the live chat. Okay, you know what? Because I'm genuinely curious about your name, and that's me being very intelligent, or seeking intelligence, let's go to Google Translate. Okay, so how do you spell your name? Okay, so M-A-T-I. Okay. Wait, what the hell? Your name is Dai?
Mati.
Mati. Is this... Okay, what about the last one? If it has something related to death, I don't know. A little bit nerve-wracking. Okay. What's this mean? What does this mean? Reject? Put an end to? Your first name is die and the second is put an end to. Okay. Well then, not, I'm not, okay. Nothing personal, I guess. Don't kill me, please. Okay. Anyways, back to what we were doing already. I mean, if Google Translate... Can we just call you Die from now on? Would you take offense to that? Okay, anyways. First name is Die. Honestly, that isn't a bad name. For all we know, it could have translated to lettuce or tomatoes or Shoppers Drug Marts or something like that. Hey, we've got more people. I think we've got 2 people who are watching the stream right now. Unfortunately, we have an Ancient Ruins, which is a pretty buggy map. I don't really like it that much. But we'll manage. Hopefully, at least. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm kind of forgetting this car can't turn. Oh. Yeah, this run's gone. Okay, let's see if I can get at least 4th place, maybe a podium if I'm lucky. Not with these jumps. Yeah, it also doesn't help that I'm apparently 8th, even though I'm in front of 2 people. Okay, there we go, it's updated. Yeah, the internet connection must be horrendous if it's that bad. Oh, maybe I can get 4th. No, that's not too far. Well, it was worth a shot. If I didn't, you know, completely obliterate that corner. What did I just get? Fourth. Okay, not bad. Considering I got launched into outer space and then launched myself even further out the track, that wasn't the worst thing that could have happened. Anyways. Let's try that again. Come on. There we go. The FXXK wrecked you? Well, knockdowns are just horrible all around. There's nothing you can do but just complain about it, since Gameloft for some reason convinced themselves that it actually is, you know, something to have in this game. And I've said more than enough. I've said more than enough times in Discord of just how much I despise knockdowns. So I sure won't be doing any difference in terms of, you know, changing that. Because if it was all up to me, I'd just completely get rid of collisions. Like if someone's driving like that, then I shouldn't have to be worrying about it at all. But yeah, apparently that's how they want it to be, so that's how it's gonna be. Please don't land on me, thank you. The try-on's gonna be tricky though. Will I make it? No, I won't. Please land proper, thank you. Oh, knockdown. Fairly certain I can just do this with this car. Oh, that was low and that was very dangerous. Oh, another knockdown. He's paving the way for us for a solid 2nd place finish. Let's see if I can take 1st. It's gonna be hard though. No, I don't think we've got first. You have second, which is basically one away from first, if you were aware of how positional placements work. Well, not too bad. I mean, the boys in yellow finished first and second, so can't complain about that, I guess. What am I missing? Yeah, I'm pretty sure at this point Game Off just wants people to just like kill each other. Like knockdowns just give people the bullets to just shoot each other, you know. Knockdowns is what make Asphalt different from other games. I'm not saying to get rid of it completely, like get rid of it from career or events. Like the only thing I'm saying is, in terms of multiplayer and in terms of how it's being implemented right now, it's horrible because, first of all, there isn't really, you can't really guarantee yourself that you're going to get a knockdown because that's how dodgy the netcode is. And second, it's just horrible. Like that, for instance, I just ended this man's career. I didn't mean to do that, but of course, Game Off thinks otherwise. And he's in my way, so, I mean, it sucks. It really does. I more than want it gone, if I had the choice. But yeah, my main beef with knockdowns isn't the fact that it's like a thing that exists. The main thing I don't like about it is because it's just so broken. There's no other word for it, it's just broken outright. There's no way for you to guarantee the fact that you're gonna knock someone down, and that's because of the netcode. And it punishes you so much for some dumb stuff. Like, sometimes you can be behind someone and you're both on a wall riding, and then you get knocked down for some reason. No one knows why, but apparently you just weren't worthy, apparently. Preferably, I would want collisions gone completely. Like, that's how much I despise, like, being slowed down by other people. It just sucks. It's just horrible. I don't like it. Okay, anyways, let's go and do another race. Rush minute isn't too bad, it's just I have to worry about the handling. Please put me at the front. I think I'm at the front. Yeah, I think I'm at the front. Oh, that's great. Yes. Okay, oh, yeah, I forgot Huracan exists, so. A laggy one as well. Or no, it's me. Oh, please make the corner. Thank you. Oh, I'm going this speed. I need to gain as much distance from him on the straight so he doesn't catch up on the corners, which he is about to right now. It was a little high, but I'm not complaining. Even though I just did. Oh yeah, I didn't ask this earlier. How's the audio? Is the audio pretty good? Is the car too loud? Is it too quiet even? Just making sure, because I'm pretty sure that this is just the same settings from the feed stream, so it shouldn't be a problem. Hopefully, at least. Okay, audio is good. That's great. Why putting on nitro and not on acceleration? Do you mean like, you know, upgrades? Well, I don't really do it, you know, I don't usually do it just every single time. Usually the cars I upgrade, they kind of have, you know, poor nitro, like the 570S. The Huracan that you can see right now, no import parts on it. I'm gonna spend on acceleration first once I get all the import parts, but yeah. Huracan, go. Oh, yeah, okay, no, that was good. Never mind. Oh, Caribbean. The truck filled with the barrels that never work. Well, otherwise, I think we might have a decent race here. Which is faster, the last part ramp or taking the right side? Which truck are you talking about? Okay, he just vanished into thin air. Please don't mess me, thank you. Wow, that was interesting. I can never get this corner set up properly. I'm pretty sure you can just like just drift a little and then you'll be able to just take that corner completely, but it's hard to see. And it's even harder when I have dodgy frame rates. I'm pretty sure you can wall ride there as well. I don't do it because I don't think I have to with this car. I'm not sure if it's actually faster, if you have like a car like an M12. I'm pretty sure it would be. M12 doesn't really handle that well. Okay, so yeah, so I'm gonna be trying out the Huracan. Let me see what cars I'm gonna be doing, because I do want to make a tier list after the stream ends. So let's see what cars I have. I got the Huracan. We could use these two, but I think it will take too much time. So for A class, I'll just use the 570S. S class, I'll use the Lycan, my beloved Tryon, and I think the Fenrir as well. But yeah, I don't want to take too long because because the tier list I know for a fact is going to take forever, and I don't want the stream itself to take too long because I don't know what my computer would do if it does. I forgot to tell. I forgot to tell. For God's sakes, that's number 2. One day I'm not gonna mess it up once. One day. Not this stream, but one day. I've made a solemn vow. This is gonna be really tricky because we don't have the top speed. And I'm pretty sure there was a Fenrir behind us. I should have nitro pulsed there. That's not good. That's very bad. I really don't need it. This car isn't very quick here already. I don't need more ways to slow myself down, so. Thank you for the barrel roll. What happened to 2? Oh yeah, here's something I've been doing for a bit of time, for some time. This is how I get around the corner. Oh no, I hit the wall. Usually you get a perfect run right right before you're about to run out, so that means you can complete the wall ride. But I'm hit the inside, so regardless we won. So I'm not complaining. Upgrade my Chiron. I only have one import part to spend on it, and I don't think it'll make too much of a difference. Once I can max it, then I'll upgrade it, or at least get 3 import parts. Oh no! There we go. There we go. Whew, close. Okay, now let me type. There we go. Yeah, the Huracan Evo, it's a very easy car to drive, and I guess considering what my garage looks like, I, I guess it fits because most of the cars I own are pretty challenging. Like the 570S is probably the hardest A-class car to drive out of like the top tier. Uh, the Tryon is pretty much the hardest car to drive, period. Chiron, I mean, it's it's a bit buggy, so that kind of adds a layer of difficulty. And yeah, they have to predict when it's gonna try and screw you over. But yeah. Well then. Oh no, this car can just drift. Just take it straight up. Doesn't have to drift or anything. It just explodes right in front of my face. I think. Well, what car would that be behind us? I'm pretty sure the car behind the other guy that's behind us is like a Fenrir or something. That's not good. Where's my nitro pulse? Okay, I have to really pay attention here. I'll get smacked or anything. Yeah? Where is it? There it is. Uh-oh, they're really close. And they're at max speed, so they can catch up really quickly. Oh, we got it. I said we got it, so you can end the race now. It would be very nice if you can end the race. Thank you. Oh, Clara and Dora was here. Oh wow, everyone was here. I wasn't paying attention to the people who were racing. What were you guys driving? Oh no, he was driving the same thing. So I think I think I maxed out my top speed, so yeah. Whatever. But yeah, good games. Good games. See, this is what happens when I don't forget. People actually join the race and then we have decent racing. Too low of a rating? That kind of sucks. Go club races together. I don't think we'll have time. I want to do a tier list before I go. And like I said, I know it's gonna take a while. I kind of practice. I kind of wanted to make a separate video for a tier list, but it kind of took like 45 minutes and I wasn't even halfway through. So, yeah. But like I was saying about the Evo, the Evo was actually pretty. I quite like the Evo. It's a change of pace from what I usually drive, and I guess I do need it because like driving the 570S and having to deal with its dodgy barrel roll physics, kind of takes I don't know. You'll see it when I drive it, but yeah. Yeah, let me see if I can get ahead. Okay, whatever, I can't complain. Oh yeah, the Huayra can definitely drift. He kind of knocked me out of the place. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, it's going to be hard to challenge that Huayra. He drifts, like the Huayra drifts very well, actually. It also doesn't help that I'm driving like an idiot right now. That was a very low barrel roll, that's not going to help. Okay, let's see. Can I make that? Yeah, I probably can. Yeah, I definitely can. Okay, let's try something new. Let's take it low. Oh, no, I wasn't going to make it. It was worth a shot. You can end the race now. Oh, we're finished. The distance is 100 now. Please end the race. I'm begging you. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, the Huracan is very easy to drive, but the thing about it is it doesn't have the best pace in terms of lap time on most tracks. I mean, in Caribbean and some of the Cairo tracks, it is very good, but On most tracks, like mountain poles, most of the Rome tracks, I think even, yeah, it's a little bit slower than the Apollo. Why did I use Nitro Brake Trick with Evil? Well, I mean, you can use it with the Evil. It doesn't really suffer because it has a lot of acceleration behind it. Because if you did it with a Tryon, then you'll notice you'll lose a bit of speed every time you do it. But with the Evil, you have so much acceleration, it's like it doesn't really matter. You'll if you lose any speed, you just like it's barely noticeable. Anyways, let's begin with the 570S. I should rename my stream to with not test number 2 featuring great Wi-Fi. You know what? Let's do that. There we go. I don't have the Pagani Huayra. Yeah, that's a pretty big mistake. I thought it wasn't that quick, but comparing it with the 570S and like the other A-class cars, its its pace is about on par with the 570S, if not a little bit faster on some tracks and a little bit slower on other tracks. But the thing about the Huayra BC is that it's way, way easier to drive. And it doesn't have the glitchy barrel rolls, and also we are playing a slideshow right now. Watch out below. Uh-oh. I didn't see that barrel roll very well. Because the 570S, it's a very nice car to drive, but the thing about it is that the nitro makes it a lot more difficult, because it doesn't have the best nitro. It is decent and it is capable, but at the same time, okay, yeah, right, okay, sure. Whatever that was, that happened. Okay, apparently it decided to do a few more flat spins than I was anticipating, so that wasn't the best of races, I guess. Yeah, anyways, like I was saying about the 570S, or was it the Huayra BC? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyways, the 570S it's very quick. Like it is fast. It is fast. Don't get me wrong. But the thing is that in addition to it being hard to drive, it also has buggy barrel rolls, and that hurts the car more than you'd think because a lot of tracks have barrel rolls, and especially the high arcing ones. This one just loses a lot of speed. It goes to a different direction for some reason. And I don't know why, but every single car that was introduced in the same update that this car was introduced in has this issue. The Sign R1 does have this issue. The Alfieri has this issue. The Genti, I don't know if it has this issue, but considering the fact that this also has this problem, I mean, it wouldn't be that much of a stretch to think that it would, which is kind of a little bit making me a little bit nervous about the Genti. Well then, that happened. Okay, that is something. I think first place is too far away. Why does it do that? So stupid. So you're gonna... Normally you can get speed out of that, not when you do the corner that horribly, but yeah, this race has gone pretty horribly. Yeah, I'm saying the 570S is very good, but I'm definitely not doing it well on these races. Makes me look a little bit, you know, douche-like. Anyways, most serious voice I've ever heard in streams. Also a voice that people mistake for being, for reminding them of other people. First of all, I'm 18 years old, and do you know how many times someone's told me that I'm 40 or 45 or 50 or 60? No, not 60. No, 60 is too much, but you get the point. Apparently, I also sound British and Russian. Nope, not that one. Okay. And also, people don't know what I look like, or they don't know what my nationality is based on how I look like. Jewish, Russian, Serbian, Lebanese, you name it. Yeah, I do sound old. I get that more than enough times now. Wait, the 570S has 2 kilometers more speed than shown? It does? Tap the brake when you wreck after the unlucky barrel. The thing about that is that, like, if I did, it would kind of just set me up really awkwardly, so I just didn't know where to time it. I kind of just prayed that somehow it would just land properly, but it didn't at all. Okay, let's take it easy. Take it easy. Okay, let's not miss out on nitro, please. Funny, I open my windows, and as soon as I do that, I choke. But apart from that, okay, apart from that, it also started raining right when I opened the window. So now I have to close that and sweat a little harder. We haven't driven too well, but we still have a commanding lead. Okay, let's try this again. This time, let's not flat spin 32 times. Okay, that's better. Okay. I mean, it's still flat spin, but at least it's flat spin reasonably. At least more reasonably. Okay. Would you guys want to see the VLF? I'm not sure. I know I've told you about I don't know how many times I'm not 40. Qasaman billah, I'm not, wallahi, I'm not 40. Okay, please, please. So, anyways, is it okay? Yeah, VLF. Okay, let's do VLF. Not God. Stop auto-correcting things. Thank you. Go. Okay, someone actually guessed my where I came from somewhat correctly. Yes, I am Arabic. Unkindly at 40 would sound like I'm 69 years old. Oh, please, you know for a fact I'd sound 80. 80 at least. If I'm 18 and I sound like I'm 40, it's only going to increase exponentially. The voice, the vocal cords just get older. You know, it gets more deep, deep. But anyways, oh, not a bad track. You know, assuming you don't get physics to mess you over. Although I did not enter that corner very well. And if someone nitro pulses, that means I'm very vulnerable. Okay. Okay, straighten up. There we go. Please don't roll, thank you. A little bit stuttery, the internet connection, but whatever, not much I can do. Lost a lot of speed on landing, actually. Please don't mess up from the jump, thank you. Still haven't really managed to find a proper way to take that corner. It's always a little bit awkward with cars that can just barely keep on the road. You're an Egyptian or an Iraqi? No, no. Egyptian's a little bit colder than Iraq. Or what? Okay, what I mean to say is that I'm a little bit further from Egypt than Iraq. That's all I'll say. Anyways, yep. To everyone who's celebrating it, Ramadan Kareem. It's been a little bit difficult for me, I'll be honest. I think we've done like 19, 18 hours of just straight up fasting without, water or food or anything. Honestly, that isn't really as much as the problem. The problem is staying up all night and having literally no sleep. Oh, you have the Aventador, eh? You have the Aventador. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Make fun of the Aventador, immediately get karma'd. I'm not going to say much about the Aventador J right now, but when it comes to that tier list, oh boy, I've got things to say about it. Enjoy it. Oh, almost hit me. I think he's also in the VLF. Yeah, you can tell. Whoa. My keyboard for my car just decided to continue going left for some reason. Yeah, I think he's also in the VLF. I'd get closer, but that means I'd have to drive faster. Whatever, good game. Kind of got slowed down by traffic at the start, though. Yeah, VLF. Yeah. Your last guess is Bahrain? Wrong. Yeah. See you around, Jaster. I think that's how your name is. I mean, if it's as brutal as to pronounce as okay, what was his name again? Okay. Oh, Dominican Republic? Hold on. Just a slight detour. I just have to do this real quick. Forget it. It's taking too long to load. Never mind. Damn it. Whatever. I guess we'll have to continue butchering whatever his name is. Yeah. Wow, someone actually got it right. Yes, I am indeed from Palestine. Or from... Yeah, I am from Palestine. Or Israel, depending on who's asking. Anyways. What have I... Yeah, Ramadan in summer is very, very difficult. In winter, it's just a freebie. I missed fasting in the winter. It was so lit. It was amazing. Like I'm pretty sure you finished fasting like at 5 o'clock. You only had to fast like maybe 12 hours, even. That is nothing compared to, I don't know, 18 hours or anything ridiculous as that. And also, I'm getting abused. Oh, the chopper's here. Oh, I think someone got swatted by the chopper. Poor him. Yeah, I don't know why that chopper's in the game. Like, that thing ends more. That thing hurts me more than like anything else. Like these random set of events that, for some reason, always happen when you least want it to. Yeah, and it's there. It's lurking. It's seeking another target. Hopefully, it won't be me. I wanted to get the nitro balls. Is that a... No, it's the 918 ahead of us, with the VLF. But whatever. Yeah, another race where I get slowed down by other people. This is kind of why I want collisions, just so I don't have to worry about, or at least, I mean, I guess you can keep collisions. Just make sure that there's no collisions for the first 15 seconds, like in Forza, because that's pretty much the most chaotic thing, and I pretty much just lost all potential for first place because some Centenario was just ramming me into the wall. And I'm not even sure if it was intentional or if it's lag at this point. But yeah. Okay. Now, let's do this again. Now let's wait and see. Palestine, brave and warrior people. Thank you. If you want to join, you just make sure you just, click play when I say go, and just pray that you get match made with me. Fasting is good. Yeah, I do agree. What have we done to earn paradise? I like that kind of prayer. I mean, yeah, I do go to Tarawih and everything, but it's just, like, eventually you kind of just get a little bit tired. Like, you're not getting sick of it, but, a little bit tired. It kind of gets to you. So, at least it's for 1 month, right? And it's only for 1 month. Will I have enough boost to Nitro Pulse? Yes, I will. And that guy apparently is, I'm not sure if he pressed the wrong button or anything, but yeah, he really didn't benefit from that flat spin. Or 360s, if you will. Don't hit that? Okay. Well, I feel sorry for the next person who has to deal with that wreckage. Okay, let's not roll here. There we go. I'm pretty sure you can flat spin and that'd be quicker because you'll be able to Nitro Pulse that little bump over there. But I think it's a little bit more riskier. And I haven't practiced it as much as I should have. So, yeah. Regardless, we should have this win pretty much in the bag right now. I would do a petition for this game to, like, remove knockdowns completely, or at least do the 15-second collision removal thing. But I know for a fact how that's going to go. Anyways, let me do Lycan. Well, yeah, like I was saying, I'm not sure if you people have been around to be watching my channel long enough, but I used to play Asphalt Extreme, and used to play it to death. I loved that game, even though it had so much issues. Pretty much they stopped development on it a year in after its release, and we basically just signed up. I basically made a petition, and in hopes of maybe changing. Maybe hopefully getting development back into the game, because I really do think it was wasted potential. But yeah, we tried to share it to like a bunch of the platforms like Twitter and so on. We also tried sharing it on Asphalt 8's Twitter as well, and we pretty much got rewarded with them muting us, and that was a knockdown. Yeah, but basically they pretty much just outright muted us. They didn't let us post it anymore, which is always nice of them. Interesting way of flat spinning. That is not a knockdown, apparently. That is, apparently. Okay, sure. Wait, is that guy ahead of us the one who knocked us down? I think so. And he took the wrong route. Although he is in the Corvette Grand Sport, though. Let's see if I can catch up. Nah, too far. No, that wasn't the guy who knocked me down. Who was it then? Oh, the guy finished in first place? Whatever. Aventador. What do you mean? You mean the Aventador SV? You want me to drive the Aventador SV at stock? You don't want that, do you? Pretty sure you don't. And if you're talking about the J, well, there you go. Yeah. Oh, nope, nope. Very consistent driving. Thank you. Okay. So, after first tunnel in Caribbean, don't use high barrel. Go left to straight ramp and do barrel and fall down to... Which portion are you talking about? Are you talking about the portion where I got wrecked on, or... Thanks. Which name? Is it nothing here? Well, to most people there's nothing here, so... To others, something is here. Oh, I would very like it if they put me at the front for this race, because if not, I'll be dealing with a lot of traffic at the start. Okay. Now, let's not get slowed down. Trion's making a commanding presence, which is kind of scary, because it... Well, okay, that doesn't knock him down. He has nitro pulse. There we go, good landing. Please, oh, for God's sakes. I always die a little inside every time it does one barrel roll. And this isn't the greatest landing either. He's gonna catch up. I think it's the Tryon behind me. Which is a big problem because literally the rest of the race is just a straight. Although if it, yep, nope, he messed up. Never mind. He doesn't know the wall riding route, he's gonna suffer for it. Yeah, he's not gonna catch up now. Yeah, he should have wall. He should either he doesn't know about it or he, for some reason, didn't take it. But regardless, win. Anyways, yeah, based on how I get cars, either I max my cars or I don't have cars at all. Like, you can see, obviously, VLF maxed, 570S 3 imports away from being maxed, everything else maxed, Regera nowhere near, Egoista, all the cars I don't think I need don't get maxed. That's pretty much how it works. Anyways, let's not. I almost won all races. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess. I mean, there's always the races that just end horribly for me. But for the most part, I like to think I'm pretty decent. Oh, I think we've got... I'm not sure if Jawad's watching right now, but I'm pretty sure Taylor Swift's watching. Which is something I never knew I'd be saying, but, you know, regardless. Claire and Dora, I definitely know he's watching. Thank you. 570S was a pretty hefty amount of tokens needed to get it to 60 or to 6 stars. 60 stars. Yeah, I never really thought much of a Terzo, and I still don't, because like, oh, well, I clicked it too much and my bad. Sorry about that. Yeah, and I don't really try and go for knockdowns, mainly because they never work for me. Clearly it did this time, but yeah, that was a big mistake. Let's try something fancy. Yeah, it worked. But yeah, I think I pressed my keyboard button too quickly. It gave me the flat spin instead of the, you know, just cutting out the nitro. Please don't roll, thank you. I don't think that helped. Also, isn't helping that I'm kind of lagging completely, so now knockdowns is even more weird to work with. Claire and Dora, well, I mean, you've seen him in the multiplayer races. I'm pretty sure you'll see his name pop up in this race again. But yeah, he's just basically someone. He's a friend, essentially. Oh, Mod, you're leaving already? We haven't even gone to the tier list. Okay. Yeah, I've driven the Chiron and the Tryon too much to not pray to God that my car just rolls and just ends the race and everything. Oh, okay, you're not leaving. That's good. And as for the wall ride that I keep on doing on San Francisco, it works for certain cars, but like for cars that actually can turn, like the Huracan Evo, the Grand Sport, you're better off just taking the normal route because that's usually faster. You don't have that much speed to lose, and usually you don't lose that much speed in the first place. So, wow, this is a big guy, eh? Big guy flat spinning right in front of my face. I don't think it was intentional. Noted. Oh yeah. This is Claire and Dora. That wasn't the best corner. I didn't want to ram into him, so I kind of had to drift a little longer. But you can definitely go off that corner way quicker. That's a barrel roll. That's not what I wanted. Okay. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Nah, it didn't go as well as I wanted it to. You should have 2 barrel rolls, and you should have a little bit more nitro than that. Yeah, if you can do that right, it's a pretty decent alternate route to take it in case the normal route is like crowded with people or something. But you do need a car that can turn, and you do need a car that has a bit of nitro with it. Basically, the Pagani Huayra BC. Essentially, that's what I mean. Why isn't the game full screen? I just prefer it to be not not full screen in case I want to change this into yeah, multifunctionality. You better learn it. Okay. Hello everyone. Hello new joiners. Why is my Regera only 1 star? Because I don't care about it. Like literally, I couldn't have been bothered with it. They didn't give us the card packs for it. Why would I even care about it? Like at 4 stars, it's pretty much comparable to like the Tryon, but like it's not. It's way less enjoyable to drive it because it drifts horribly. Like I didn't want it, and I don't think I'm missing out on much. And the best part is they're still putting it in a multi-pack. They're still trying to scam us with these multi-packs. I still don't understand why they still have these multi-packs. They are just scams. I've heard someone who's spending 12,000 tokens to get 6 Bugatti Chiron blueprints. With that amount, you should probably get like, at worst, maybe, I don't know, 36? Something like that. But because it's not guaranteed, there's always a high chance of you getting screwed over. And that's why I never go for them. And that's why I never went for the Regera. I'll be honest, I'm not really a big fan of the mega events, really. Like after the Chiron, they kind of went downhill with it. The only decent one was with the Huracan Evo, and that was only because we were able to max it so quickly, because they actually wisened up and gave us the cards. I'm not driving very well today. Uh, but yeah, like Regero was just horrible. Terzo was just. I mean, the car wasn't even that. The car wasn't even worthy for a mega event. Like it wasn't. It isn't even that great. So why is it? Why does it have its own mega event over, like, say, the Genti? I want to buy some account with good cars upgraded to 4 stars. Wait, why are you asking me this? If I want to buy some account with some good cars upgraded to 4 and more stars, how much dollars would it cost? I don't know. I don't usually do this. I don't usually do it. Streams. Okay, anyways. Turdzo is. I'm calling it Turdzo. Turzo, it's okay. It's middle of the pack. It's a nice car to drive. It's okay, but no way is it going to be competing with like the Chiron or the Regera, and I don't even think it's going to be able to compete with the Fenrir or uh, the Tryon either. And to those who get like blueprints from the multi packs, like that they actually want, congratulations, of course. But then you have to like consider the fact that like while you might have a good luck, that might not apply to everyone, and it doesn't change the fact that there's still a bit of scam packs. This is going to be very tricky. Everyone's in a Fenrir, it seems, except for maybe one person, apart from me. Where's he going to land? Not on me, please. Oh, for... Yeah, I wanted to wall ride that until I kind of didn't, and kind of messed it up completely. Oh, wow. This is going horribly wrong. Okay, just get out of my way. Thank you. I said get out. Oh, man. Oh, man, not again? That was asking for it. That was pretty bad. Just saved myself from knocking down there. Okay, I'm gonna have to nitro pulse. This is going horribly wrong. Come on. I keep on getting slowed down by other people. And I'm still getting slowed down. I'm actually gonna finish last. Get out the way! Get out the way! God's sakes, man. That was horrible. Yeah, I've driven the Terzo at 5 stars. It's good, but I wouldn't say it's amazing. Like, oh no. I wouldn't say it's amazing. It is less glitchy, sure, but like in terms of ultimate pace, it's just lacking. Try-on's too hard to drive. Someone's gonna have to go to sleep. Oh. Anyways. Well, I just don't believe in driving dirty. And even if I wanted to drive, the netcode is just so atrocious and my internet connection is so awful right now that I might as well just roll the dice if I want to knock someone down. So if it happens, if it just so happens for me to knock someone down, I guess that kind of sucks, but like, yeah, I just despise dirty driving, really. I've learned to hate it. It's so scummy. Okay. Tryon here is not going to be the best track for it, actually. Especially if I keep on missing out on nitro bottles like that. That also is not going to help very much. Okay, so... Oh, that is very laggy. I think the Caribbean's the laggiest of them all. Oh boy. Here comes the wall ride. Okay, that was good. Yeah, I'm not gonna try it with. I'm not gonna try that corner with this car. I don't think it's gonna be able to survive. So what we do instead is this. And what we also do is that. Okay. Nothing hasn't ruined the run just yet. I'm not hitting the nitro as early as or as properly as I should, but that's mainly because I'm not really sure how much I can go with this car, since I can't really practice this track with the Tryon. But regardless, we won, and that's all that matters. Yeah, yeah, it's hard to drive clean in this game. Especially with all the contact, especially with all the collisions. It's sad that it has to be like this, but as long as collisions exist and as long as knockdowns exist as they are, that's pretty much how it's going to happen. The Caribbean track, for the most part, I kind of understand it, but I just haven't put in enough practice to basically just like drive it as well as Himalayas, drive it as well as Mountain Poles or something like that, because well, you just can't practice with them except for if you have the convertibles, which the Tryon isn't. So, and they won't be putting quick races into the game either for some reason. They still insist on having this limited career selection. Okay, can I get this? Yes, I can. Now we nitro pulse, and hopefully this. There we go. Yeah, you want it to flat spin like that because you. Oh God. Yep, that's very rough. And I feel it might get rougher. Yes. How did he knock me down? He was landing straight up, and I was going faster than whatever. Knockdowns, ladies and gentlemen, they're part of the game. But like I was saying, the way you saw my car flat spin like that, that's how you... Okay, what is this game? What is this? Can I at least just finish talking about how you should be taking the flat spin my way before, you screw me over with whatever that was one more time? Anyways, yeah, for that ramp, you want to flat spin it like that. You don't want it to flat spin any other way because you actually lose speed, and you kind of notice it. Wait, he's in first? Is this game okay? Oh my god. I thought the races with the Tryon were bad. How about FXXK? For the interest of time, because I still want to make that tier list, I want to make that tier list. I want to, I do think it would be really cool for you guys to see. I don't think I'll drive the FXXK this time around. Maybe next stream, whenever that happens. Oh! Again, forgot, like an idiot. Okay. Oh, Caribbean again? Isn't too... Well, I guess it isn't. The Caribbean tracks aren't too bad. I'll be honest, they aren't awful. They're a little bit claustrophobic, but they're... Compared to Rome, which I think is probably one of the worst tracks, which has probably one of the worst tracks for multiplayer, it's better. It's better. Okay. Starting off from the back, so I'm probably just going to start drifting at the starts. Wow. Okay. So that makes 5 of us. Oh. Catching up very quickly. And I'm losing speed very quickly. Well, I guess I didn't need to fly a barrel roll there. Oh god. Oh my goodness. Is that a connection? Yeah, it should be. I didn't seem to die from it, and if I do die, then that kind of sucks. But yeah, it should be connection. Pesky little F12. Let's see if I can overtake it here. Uh-oh. Okay, I need to nitro pulse immediately. Please don't mess up my barrel rolls. What the heck? Okay, sure. That's a race. That's a wrap, boys. Oh my god. Well, that's one way to end in style. Yeah, GG's. GG's. Okay. Now. Come on, chat, load up. There we go. Okay, so. Let me just catch up with the chat real quick. Is top tier for me going to be Tryon plus Chiron? Right now, in terms of like open seasons, the cards you should pretty much use all the time, maybe three, four. The four cards you should be using all the time is the Chiron, obviously, the Regera, obviously, Fenrir. Fenrir can also be used pretty well. Tryon also can be used fairly well if you know how to drive it. But yeah, those are pretty much the four cards you must have in order if you're actually serious of maybe like finishing in position 1 in an open series. Those are the cards you have no choice but to own. Yeah, that was an interesting barrel roll indeed. Yeah, the only problem with Caribbean that's a very big problem is just the fact that the barrel rolls are just horrible. I don't know what they did with them, but they're not barrel rolls, they're death traps. You just saw what happened, and you probably experienced it before as well, like just barrel rolls going all crazy and like you not being able to complete a barrel roll because the car for some reason has convinced itself not to barrel roll for some reason. Oh, I almost got wrecked there. I didn't have enough boost to go all the way up there. We didn't get the orange nitro, but I don't think it's going to be too much of a problem. Okay. Oh, that's a perfectly timed perfect run. And a barrel roll to boot. Yeah, one thing that sucks about this car is that on that particular bump, the Tryon, the Regera, and the Chiron can actually gain airspeed. So if you take that jump, if you take that little bump at like maximum speed, you actually gain more speed from it with the Tryon and Regera and the Chiron and those kinds of cars. But with this one, it's because it has too low of a top speed, it actually won't be able to do it. Which kind of sucks because this car isn't actually the fastest thing in the planet, on the planet. Okay, now that we have the Chiron, let's do this season. I mean, we might as well just call this a Bugatti Chiron season because probably nobody who doesn't want to spend a lot of tokens has this at 6 stars, and B, this thing is just faster pretty much all the time. Anyways. Okay. What did I think about that Midwest variation for the Patriots Cup? I have a feeling it might suffer from the same issues ancient Rome and the Pantheon split tracks have, and the fact that, and that's because it's very, very, very like tight. There's very tight portions of that track, and there's parts where like you can probably imagine a lot of cars just ramming into each other and just wrecking each other. I don't think it's going to be good for multiplayer, but of course, because it's Game Loft, they're going to put it into multiplayer. and that's going to be horrible. Everyone with a 6-star Regera probably has a 6-star Chiron as well. I'm pretty sure that they'd probably use the Chiron over the Regera if they, you know, like put a boy. If you okay, what's this guy doing? Oh, he's gonna do that. Okay, well I can play that game as well. Want to take that barrel roll normal? Oh yeah, here's a. Let's hope I can get this part right. You want to see a magic trick? Yeah, that's the magic trick. Yep. You learned it from me, now you can do it on your own. Ah, just didn't have enough boost to nitro pulse the entire ramp. Okay. These barrel rolls sometimes screw you over if you don't do them proper. And we did them pretty nice. Okay. Let's see what happens if I do this. Okay. Don't think it'll make too much of a difference compared to perfect nitro. 106? Or no, that was actually 105.9. That wasn't too bad. And like all things considering, I did have a bit of a dodgy start thanks to the guy who was ramming me and stuff. But that's not too bad. Yep, still got it. The thing about that, though, it's very quick and it's very good. But if you don't know how to do it properly, and if you don't know how to do it consistently, you will wreck. Because the car will sometimes veer off to the left, and for some reason, if you're too far to the left, you will pretty much just instantly die for some reason. Don't ask me how that works, but no. That's just how Game Loft works, I guess. Ooh, 276 this time. What's the time gonna be? Damn. So that was like a 50... I think that was either a 1... I think that's like a very... like a 59.9 or a 1 minute on the second lap. First lap was like a 105.9, I think. Which is pretty decent, actually. Should I try Regera with 1 star? I mean, I'm gonna hate driving it, like, pretty much the entire time, but, like, should I? Oh, I think I'll do one race, but I'll finish using the Chiron. Okay, let me just do this real quick. No? Okay, alright. Thank you. Thank you, that's exactly what I needed. Because I did not want to drive the Regera at 1 stars. No, thank you. Oh, there's one person that actually wants me to do it. If I knew how to do a poll, I'd probably do it right now. But, anyways. Do you only think it's faster with top speed only cars? No, it's faster with every single car. Like, you can do it with even, like, the Scat Pack, you can do it with the Shelby GT350. Just make sure you have enough boost, so that when you land on, like, the that little bump that sends you upwards, that you have boost, so you don't lose speed. Because that might actually be an issue if you aren't being careful enough. Oh wow, a barrel roll, that works. Uh-oh. Okay, that worked. Didn't get a nitro pulse, but I'd rather not get a nitro pulse than a rip. You little... okay. Yeah, like I said, barrel rolls, very, very terrifying. I wonder if I can nitro pulse there. If, you know, if I had the boost necessary to do so. I'm not even sure we're gonna... okay, yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, those barrel rolls are really annoying to work around with. Yeah, I'm pretty sure wall riding is quicker, but no need. Ah. That wasn't as good as last time. Whatever. Please do not do it again. Thank you. 280 miles an hour. That means I have to nitro pulse here. Maybe nitro pulse again. Maybe that's how you go. Maybe that's how you go around the track. This track with this car. You have to just keep on boosting, or like have to keep on using the nitro pulse. But yeah, that was fun. That was actually pretty enjoyable. At my rank, I won't lose rating even if I score last. Okay. Only one race with this vehicle, this thing, this object. Okay. I'm not gonna enjoy this. If it's Caribbean or if it's Rome, I'm gonna cry. Oh wait, did I reached elite already? Wow, that was quick. Yeah, this multiplayer season's weird. I don't know what's happening. Oh no, we have City by the Bay. Oh boy. This is gonna be rough. Whatever. You guys wanted it, I'm gonna give it to you. And keep in mind, it's not only is it 1 star, it's stock as well. So I literally have 0 advantages compared to everyone else. And this guy's just drifting everywhere. I don't like that. And I just wait for them to, finish, getting in my way. So I can do this. Okay, please God, let this work. Okay, yeah, sure. Koenigsegg Regera, everybody. At its finest. Although, we are actually kind of close. Let's just not mess things up then. That was a good barrel roll. That was a great barrel roll, even. Hold on. Will I actually do this? Ten flat spins. 10 360s. Oh, this car can't turn and it hurts. 104. That's slower. Wait, what are you doing? And you don't even give me the 360 bonus for it? Really? Come on. Okay. Let's try this again. Let's not get skyrocketed into buildings again. Thank you. You are okay. You are too kind. You fool. Hey, this isn't too bad. Thankfully I don't have to worry about corners that much. Oh god, I have to worry about that though. Okay. Rescued it. This isn't too bad actually. At least this car on this track isn't awful. These flat spins aren't as good as last time though. You know what? That made me confident. We're doing another race. Come on. Let's try it again. The Regera is no, at 1 stars. That's not even at 1 stars. At stock, the Regera is going to be a really painful car to drive. But I got lucky with the map selection. City by the Bay isn't too bad. It isn't as hard. It isn't as acceleration oriented as I thought it would be. But unless you get it at 6 stars, or 5 or 4 even. But it's not going to do you very well. It's pretty much the Tryon, but at least the Tryon can actually drift. But this car can actually, you know, boost for more than like 2 milliseconds. Oh, if it's Ancient Wonders Cairo, I'm gonna die. No, if it's Ancient Wonders, that's gonna be horrible. Because number one, I'm not sure how well this thing handles wall rides. Oh boy. This is not gonna be very good, is it? We are on probably one of the worst tracks for multiplayer overall, but especially for my kind of car. We're in probably the worst track and against upgraded Chirons. Not 5-star, or not 6 stars, but upgraded, and that's all that matters. Okay, let's see if I can at least get second place. Right, okay, yeah. You do a flat spin and a barrel roll pops out. Physics. I can't, I'm too fast to get the flat spin ramp. Don't wreck me, thank you. Oh no, the curve. Oh, the curve. The curve, this car is not going to make it throughout the entire curve. Oh boy. Oh no. Nope, nope, nope. Horrible. Oh god. Yeah, probably the last track I wanted to have, along with, you know, Ancient Rome and Ancient Wonders, and we got it. I mean, we're not too far behind, actually. We're somewhat close, you know, relatively speaking. Oh, please, for the love of God, don't do a barrel roll on a flat spin ramp again. Thank you. Don't roll. Oh, that's better. Uh-oh. 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 Ah, you... Whatever. We are really close to... okay, you know what? I'm going to try something else. I mean, we were better off doing that than last time. What was that barrel? Whatever. Okay, second place. Considering the track, not horrible. And considering the fact that this car was trying to do barrels off of flat spins, also a bonus. Okay. Please, for the love of God, do not choose Ancient Wonders, Ancient Rome, Pantheon Split, and what other track? Or any of the Caribbean tracks, please, I beg of you. Please, do not think about it. Fingers crossed, chat. The Chiron was 5 stars, actually. No, it wasn't maxed. But that, the way I took the second corner... Oh, okay, I can get around this track. This track isn't too bad. It has some turns, but I don't think this car handles it that badly. Enough for it to be too much of a problem, as long as I don't mess it up, of course. But I'm going to be lacking on the acceleration department pretty badly. And I think the Chiron actually has a higher top speed than my stock Regera as well. No, that's not what I meant. I needed a nitro pulse. Come on, give me a perfect run. Never mind, fine. Oh, okay, yeah, that was close. That was cutting it real good. 2 barrels, I don't know what was like that. Okay, he had issues. And I haven't had them so far, so good. Please make a corner. I'm begging you. Okay, as long as I don't make any serious mistakes, I should have first place under control. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I can have just ended in the first lap. Okay, well, I'm gonna try something risky. Nitro Pulse. And that's happened. You absolute brat. Bratty boy. I risked it and I paid for it. Now, if he could wreck again, that'd be very nice. Come on, get to speed already. Oh, come on. Give me 2. Yeah, we lost this race, I think. No way am I gonna out-corner him with this thing of all things. We could have won that. Could have won that. But we're still gonna get second, which isn't the worst thing on the planet. Yeah, second place means that you're 1/3 of the disappointment. Okay, let's forget those races ever existed, and let's use this. Okay, now I can just drive any track. But please don't let it be Pantheon Split in Ancient Rome. Ancient Wonders also kind of sucks, but it's not as bad as the other two. Even if I had the Regera 6 start, I think I'd still prefer the Tryon, simply because the Tryon can actually drift. Because, like, for an S-Class card, especially of an S-Class car that has so high top speed, you're gonna need good drifting. This is precisely why the Fenrir is actually slower than the Tryon. It's just it can't corner as well. So in addition to it not exactly having the highest top speed on the planet, it also can't turn, and that's also that's an even bigger issue. Because if it had the same top speed and it can actually drift very well, then it would probably beat the Tryon more often than not. But because it just doesn't have that going for it, well, that's risky. Yeah, risky. That's a lot of barrel rolls. That's very close to the wall. And now we Nitro Pulse. Oh, burn you. Wait, when does the train show up? When does the train show up? Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking. Burn. There we go. Oi, don't do that. Oh, that's a really awkward landing. And that doesn't help either. No, I landed perfectly normally. Why did I do an additional flat spin? Okay, that's really high. Okay, we are soaring, ladies. Intense. Yeah, the first lap was way better than this. I'm quite disappointed in myself, and I greatly apologize for what you had to witness. Okay, so right now we have gone through all the cars we want to do multiplayer with. We have a bit of tickets left. What can we do? What can we do, actually? I haven't done this yet. I haven't managed to actually get a run for this just yet. Okay. Alright, yeah, I don't have to tell you guys to... I don't have to type on the chat anymore. Seasons... What if suddenly Haybill comes out of my map to my map choice? I'll react the same way I do when I get Pantheon Split or Ancient Rome. Immense disappointment and a ruined day. The worst train shows up in the second lap of Downtown Rise. No, I think Gold Rush's second lap train is even worse because if you're fast enough, you can actually just dodge the Downtown Rise's train. That's way too high. Okay, let's see. Come on, come on, come on. There we go. That's too high. Nope, nope, just right. That's. I've been waiting. I've been doing this 16 times for that kind of thing to happen. I didn't get a bounce that time. But whatever, that's a good head start. Very, very scary, but we did it. Please turn. Oh, for God's sakes. Yeah, you have to remember, a 918 Spider that isn't stock, or that isn't max, doesn't really turn very well. Okay. Please make the corner. Thank you. Now we Nitro Pulse here. I let go of the Nitro too quickly. This car actually can't turn to make it this car can't turn to make it to the ramp. And I don't think we'll... No, yeah, there we go. We had enough to Nitro Pulse, but just barely. That was risky. And we lost a lot of speed because the flat spin wasn't amazing. Okay. Would this be on pace for 141, maybe? Oh. Uh-oh. No Nitro Pulse, that's a problem. Oh, actually, it wasn't even close. Well, the starting felt nice. The starting, like, 10 seconds felt decent. But then, you know, this car kind of forgot to turn, and everything went downhill from there. Yeah. Yeah, imagine that. Wonder if I can do it twice. Because I noticed I lost a little bit of speed leading up to the barrel roll ramp, the first one. But if I can get a bounce just like that, only that it wasn't as chaotic, maybe we can just do a decent time. Don't hit that, you fool. And that's very low. That's very awkward. No, I'm not gonna make that in time. Whatever. There we go. That's what we needed the first time. And I missed out on the Nitro Pulse. That's sick. That's gonna cost us time. We don't have to... we can't afford to spend. That wasn't the best barrel roll either. Hey, stay on the ground. There we go. More air. That's more speed. This car isn't that good in terms of handling. Yeah, this rank. Come on, where's my... There we go. Well, I think that's a good sign because we got the Nitro, the perfect run later. But we're still slow. We're getting there. You just need a proper bounce. Third time's the charm. Let's hope. Yeah. I guess after I do my 4 attempts, I can do the weekly challenge and maybe try and do a decent run. I haven't really paid too much attention to it because, well, it kind of is irrelevant since they really nerfed the rewards and... Oh, come on. Why? How does that wreck? Because the first 2 times it was pretty much the same thing. Okay, last chance. Can we get a proper start? And not overdrift? I think I hit the wall. Perfect run's going to be a little bit delayed now. Uh-oh. Okay. That works. I'm not gonna... Okay, I just want to get the tokens. Okay. Bounce. You fool. It bounced off the wrong way. Well, that was kind of lame. Oh yeah, I still have to do this. Oh wait, I have done it. Okay. Yeah, that bounce kind of killed my soul. And I thought I landed. I thought I was close enough to the left, but it just decided to bounce to the right for some reason. Whatever. Wonder how hard the AI is gonna screw me over here. Ha! Oh, wait, did I not knock him down? Yeah, that part could have been better. And I definitely should have just started boosting immediately because I would have just gotten the perfect run. Please, 3, thank you. A perfect run, just what I needed. Now this is a little bit a scary one. Okay, now we got a decent wall ride. We kind of lost a little bit of speed, but nothing too tragic. Nitro, there we go. It's gonna be a little bit faster, but not too much. Whatever. What was the fastest, so probably a 118 point something is gonna be a pretty decent run. Yeah, I can't wait till... I think this is the last event I'm gonna do, and then I'm just gonna do the tier list, and then I'm just gonna be done. Because I think it's taken like over 2 hours now. Oh, for God's sakes. Well, this run died. Ingenuity. AI. Anyways. With that settled, let's get to this tier list thing. First of all, I think I have to go to one of the channels because I don't know exactly where the link is. So, what's it called? Asphalt, asphalt line tier list. Yeah, there we go. Oh, well, this is a little bit different, isn't it? Interesting. Oh, yeah, you didn't see any of that, so let's just reset that real quickly. Thank you. Oh, I reset it. I resetted everything. Crap. Okay. Well, I guess we can just do S, A, B, C, D, and E. All right. Anyways, so obviously, I'm pretty sure you've seen a few of these around before. You know, this. You've probably seen a tier list, and you've probably seen other people do it. Uh, Basically, I just wanted to throw in my opinion, essentially, just what I think of all the cars, of what all the like, what kind of cars you want to have, what kind of cars you just want to stay away from. Just one thing. Let me just rename this, maybe just real quick. How's this? There we go. There we go. So, with that further ado, let's. Oh yeah. Also, I think I have something here. Yeah. So this is basically what I'm gonna be kind of. This is kind of what I'm gonna be using to judge cars and deciding where to basically just put them. Um, Obviously, you can see car performance is a pretty big aspect. Availability is if it's worth getting it, and this is probably going to be a very important thing in determining if it's worth something. Um, Anyways, with that further ado, let's get to it. So we start off with the Acura. Uh, Performance-wise, it's in its class, it's actually pretty decent. It's in the top three. So that's obviously a good start. It's pretty decent to drive. It's in terms of difficulty, it's kind of moderate. Its handling isn't amazing, and its nitro isn't amazing either. But they're not bad to the point of it being like a problem in terms of how hard it is. It is enjoyable to drive. It's kind of useful in getting out of, like, I think Silver League, but then you don't want to use this in the later leagues. Time loaded events. The usefulness. It actually is in C-Class Elite, so that is a good factor. It's not the fastest, but the fact that it's available does mean that it has some use. Fuel amount is decent. Usefulness in career, not too much. It's now able to you can actually get it through regular gameplay, so that's a plus. And I would say it would be worth getting it. Um, Yeah, so with all this information, I guess we can kind of say that while it's not the best around, I would say it wouldn't be, meh. I think I'd put it like this. And you know what? I think what I'll also do is get rid of this row and say S, A, B, C, D, and E. E being underwhelming, D being a little under average, C being meh, B being over average, A being strong, and S being must-haves. And you all already know what this is. Anyways, let me. How can I judge cars without having them all maxed? Well, I guess that is a good point, but for the I have played with, I think, almost all of the cars here at some point, and pretty much all of them I have driven maxed on other like on like a friend's house, like on other people's like another person's account who has more stuff than I do. So I kind of know how they perform. I know how the Alpha 80 performs at 4 stars, and how the VC performs at 6 stars, and so on. So I do know what these cards are in terms of performance. And yeah, that's pretty much how I know them. Anyways, next car. Good night, Bluster or Bloodster. Next car, the Apollo N. Lap time performance, you've seen my comparison video. It's very fast. It's top 3 difficulty. I would say it's a bit trickier to drive, mainly because the duration of the nitro is a little bit too short. It's not like by no means bad, like unenjoyable to drive, and it is kind of useful for multiplayer. You can use it alongside the Huracan Evo in open seasons, and in time-limited events, it does have its B-class elite event. Its fuel amount, recharge time, I think it's 2 hours and 20 minutes, which is whatever. Usefulness in career, not really. How do you get blue? Oh yeah, to get this car, you have to spend tokens for it because it's not acquirable by regular play. And it's kind of rare. I mean, it is epic blueprints, but I think it would be worth the exclusivity because it is one of the faster cars in the game. However, this isn't a car that's for everyone, because it is pretty difficult to drive. So I wouldn't say it's an S tier, but I would say it's an A tier. Anyways, next car, Aston Martin DB11. In terms of lap time, it's a starter car. It's not very great. Difficulty is moderate. It doesn't have the best handling, and its nitro duration is whatever. It's okay to drive. I don't really enjoy it personally. It's not very useful in multiplayer, and it's not very useful in time-limited events. Fuel amount is decent, recharge time decent, and it's quite useful for career, so it isn't completely useless. You can get it through regular play, so you're not in any hurry of getting it as soon as possible. I wouldn't say you would want this car like immediately, and I wouldn't say this car is ultimately very good, but I wouldn't say this car is like particularly bad, so I think I would put it either in C. Yeah, I think I'll put it in C. Aston Martin Vulcan. Well, lap time performance, it's the starter vehicle of Class A, and so that means it's pretty slow. Difficulty, it's very stiff, but it does have decent nitro duration, so I guess it would be reasonable to put it in moderate difficulty. It is, I don't like enjoying it at all, personally, but maybe other people do. In terms of multiplayer and time-limited events, you won't really find much use. It is a very easy car to get, though. It does have its car hunt that gives the blueprints for it, and it's quite useful for career and getting started. It does have its events that you must have, so that also is kind of useful. It is worth getting, but there isn't really too much that you can do with it once you get it. So while it's not too bad, it's not really exceptional either. So I'm putting that in C. BMW 3.0 CSL, lap time performance, it's the lower end of C class, so you're not expecting much from it. Difficulty is okay. It's moderate. I wouldn't call it particularly hard to drive. The handling isn't amazing, but the nitro duration isn't the nitro duration is okay, maybe. It's not really that enjoyable to drive, honestly. It's just too slow, and it doesn't really feel great, basically. In terms of multiplayer, it's not good. Time limited events, not that great. Fuel amount and recharge time is good. Usefulness and career, it does have its events, so I would say that it is good. Yeah, I think that funny enough, I thought more people would show up for the tier list, but I think I've been going too long. People are just leaving. That kind of sucks, but yeah. Yeah, it's uh, it's a little bit awkward, but we'll get through it. Anyways, where were we? Availability. It's a pretty easy car to get. It's not really that hard to get. It's not exactly a car that you would like want to like spend credits or tokens getting like from the store. So I guess it isn't that great. I would put it. I think I'll put it in. I think I'll put it in D. Like for what it is, it does its job well, but overall, it's not very useful. Like you can probably get by without using this car at all. Um, Next up is the BMW M4, and actually, this might oh, this might actually kind of surprise people, uh, because in terms of lap time performance, it's actually pretty decent for its rank. It kind of can compete with the Pininfarina in some tracks, and it isn't, and on tracks where it does get beaten, it isn't too far behind. It is kind of difficult to drive. The handling is okay. It's actually pretty good for the kind of car it is, but the nitro duration is very limiting, so it is a bit on the trickier side. I do enjoy driving it when I do, like sometimes just pull it out for, just driving it. In terms of multiplayer, it's not that great. I mean, apart from like the getting out of Silver League, it's probably good there. But even then, you're probably better off using the Pininfarina or the Acura or the Vencer. In terms of time limited event, I I think it is used to get the Resvani card packs. So it does have some uses there, and the Resvani TLE is always reoccurring, so that's a pretty good benefit. It's going to be a very good card to have if you want to get the Resvani. In terms of fuel amount, I believe it was 50 minutes or 30 minutes, which is good. 6 fuel, good. Usefulness and career, it does have its events as well. In terms of availability, it is kind of trickier to get because I don't think it's part of the normal card packs. I think you have to get them through the multiplayer. I'm not sure if they changed it, but that's how it was for me when I was getting this car. Uh, but I think it is a worthwhile card to get. For what the kind of car it is. It does have its positives. Now, do I think it's very good to the point that it's in the same league as the Acura? No, but I don't think it's meh. So I'll put it in B. Next up is the Z4. For the starting vehicles, I won't spend too much time on them. I'll just graze through them. Lap time performance, it's slow. You kind of expect it. It's easy to drive. It has decent nitro. It is slow enough for the handling not to be that much of a problem. It's okay. It's kind of enjoyable to drive. It's not very useful in multiplayer, at least in the open seasons. Time loaded events, not much use. Fuel amount and recharge time, probably its best factor. Availability, very easy to get, and I'm pretty sure it's also something. Or no, you can't get it through the car hunt either. But it shouldn't be too much of a problem maxing this thing out. Is it worth getting as soon as possible? I don't think it's, like something you need immediately, but it's kind of okay. Also, one thing I forgot to mention in terms of usefulness and career, it does have its own season, so that is a bit of a plus. But overall, I don't really think this car. I don't think anyone would really care too much if they didn't have this car with them. It isn't really that useful. So I think I'll just put it in this in D class. Well, you know what? Okay, let's just be honest. This is an easy must-have, and you'll probably understand. You probably know why, but in case you're not aware, fastest car in the game by far. And in terms of its class, it actually is probably more easier to drive than, say, the Regera and the Tryon, because it has pretty good handling and it has decent-ish nitro duration for its class. It definitely is enjoyable to drive when it's not trying to kill you on every ramp and wall ride, but for the most part, I do enjoy driving it. Obviously, it's very good for multiplayer, and pretty much every single season it's featured in, it's gonna just pretty much be the go-to choice for everyone who has it 6 stars. Time limited events usefulness, yes, very useful in terms of Class S Elite. It's pretty much the only car you can practically use on the track they give you, because the track choice isn't exactly the most straightforward of tracks in terms of corners. Fuel amount and recharge time, it sucks, but it isn't that much of a big factor. Of course, it isn't very useful in career. It is required for you to have in order to finish Class S Master, but apart from that, nothing really too important about it. Availability, very exclusive, and with good reason, because pretty much during its Unleashed event, you had they had the option to get it to 6 stars, and compared to the other cars you get from mega events, it actually was easier to get this thing to 6 stars than other cars, like the Regera, for instance. Good luck trying to get that to 6 stars, especially with the card packs we have right now. The Lamborghini Huracan also Huracan wasn't too bad to getting it to max. The Terzo, again, same problem as Regera. You can't get it to 6 stars. So, in terms of how you can get it to 6 stars in that mega event, it actually is kind of decent in a way. And obviously, it is way well worth it. It is obviously worth it. It's a must-have. I definitely think you do need this car until maybe the Jesco comes up or something like that. But until then, you definitely need this car. So, next up, CN. Well, let me just check the chat real quick. Alright, anyways, back to the CN. Now I know what you're thinking, and you probably expect me to put it in C tier or D tier. What I'm actually going to do is put it on B tier, and here's why. In terms of lap time, in terms of lap time, not counting for like difficulty to drive and like that kind of stuff, it actually is quite good for its rank. Like it's pretty much a Class A car, but it just lacks the handling and the acceleration. It has the top speed though, and it's very good top speed, and you can get some decent lap times out of this with this car. In terms of difficulty, it's pretty hard to drive, I do have to admit. And yeah, I kind of understand why people don't like it, because it's hard to drive. It's not particularly enjoyable to do so. In terms of multiplayer, it's okay, I guess. I mean, if you have the SCG, you'll probably be using that over the CN, but it's not a bad substitute. In terms of time-limited events, that's the deciding factor for me, because essentially, in order to get the try-on, you have to get the CN. And the try-on, you're going to see just where it's going to end up. And because of how I see that, I believe that's the defining factor. Availability, it is available through its reoccurring time-limited events. And I think, and because of that, I think it's worth the grind. It's definitely worth the grinding this card to get it to 4 stars, because its lap time isn't amazing, but the usefulness in time limited events is very, very good. So that's pretty much it. In terms of the Chevrolet Camaro LT, I think I will also put this in B class. In terms of lap time performance, it's actually quite good for the place for its role as a starter vehicle. It actually is not too bad. It feels pretty nice actually to drive. It's relatively easy to drive. It has nice and generous amounts of nitro. Its handling isn't amazing, but it's not problematic. It's enjoyable to drive for when I do drive it, like on rare occasions. It's not very useful in multiplayer or time-limited events, but it is a starter car, so you kind of have to accept that. Its fuel amount is good. Its usefulness in career is very good because it is featured in a lot of seasons outside of the Class D ones. There's the Camaro season. There's, I believe, the American Muscle season, and there's the American like the American Blaze seasons and stuff like that. So in terms of career, it's actually quite good, and it's pretty easy to get as well. It's featured in the car hunts that happen every day, and you can get it maxed very quickly. And in terms of a starter vehicle, this is probably the best one you'll get for Class D until you get the Scat Pack, which is, and as a result, I think this thing does have its factors. It does have factors that make it a little bit higher than like just being an average or meh car. Like it is decent. Now, for its slower or like its bigger brother, but with a lower top speed, I think I'll put it also. I think I'll put it in here for now. Mainly because it's not exactly the fastest car on the planet. It definitely isn't the fastest car in Class C, but pretty much for those people who kind of struggle to handle the cars that are quite difficult to drive, it's very easy and very enjoyable to drive. In multiplayer usefulness, it isn't amazing. Same with time-limited events. Uh, in terms of availability, it's acquirable through regular gameplay, but it's not really something I would be like going for like dedicated. I wouldn't be dedicating my time to just like going to just max this car out. Honestly, the more I look at it, I think there's less uses. I think there's less uses for the ZL1 in terms of like practical stuff, and maybe in terms of what we're going to be judging it with right now. I think there's going to be less uses for it. I'm thinking about putting it into Class C. No, I think I'll keep it in Class B because I can see why people would want to. I see why people would prefer over the SRT8. It's pretty much very easy to drive. So yeah, I guess so. Now here's something that might split some opinions. The Grand Sport. I'm gonna put it on B, and for the simple reason that from what I see, from what I've seen from my Huracan, the Grand Sport is basically an easier version to drive of the Huracan, but it's slower. But the Huracan itself isn't that hard to drive. So in lap time performance, it kind of hurts. It's probably the easiest car to drive fast in the game, and it's obviously very enjoyable. But in terms of multiplayer, it does have its uses. It's very good in Caribbean and in time limited events. I believe it's also in Class B Elite, but it's not the best choice for it. It's still there, but it's still there basically. Availability, it is a bit tricky to get. It is a token exclusive. But would I say that it would be worth getting? No, because the Huracan Evo exists, and sure, there might be like this one track where the Corvette might beat the Huracan Evo, but for the most part, I think the Huracan Evo is just a straight up upgrade. Even with even if the Evo requires more blueprints, it's still a worthwhile investment, and this car kind of gets out competed in terms of that sort of role as an easy car to drive, simply because it just doesn't have the lap time. So for that reason, it is a good car, but I wouldn't say it's very good to the point where I would recommend it. So I would put it in B. Now the Scat Pack, I would actually put it in A. Mainly because for its class, it's the top 3 in terms of how fast it can, in terms of lap time. in its class. It's kind of, I would say it's moderate to drive. I think it's decent. It's decently difficult to drive, but I wouldn't say it's hard. It does have generous amounts of nitro, but its handling is a bit stiff, so that kind of counteracts each other. I do enjoy driving it though. And in terms of multiplayer, it will get you out of the Bronze League pretty quickly, but then there's not much use after that. There isn't much use in time limited events either. So yeah, fuel amount and recharge time is good. Usefulness of career, that's probably its strongest point actually. It's very useful in career and very useful in getting out of the getting through most of the pretty much entirety of Class D and a good portion of the American seasons. So it's a very good card to have in the early on, and it's quite easy to get as well. You can earn it through regular gameplay, so it's nothing you don't really have to spend tokens for, and it's a very good car. I would definitely suggest getting it as soon as possible because it would very much benefit you. But in the long run, it just doesn't have as much uses as, say, like the Chiron that would put it in this class. But for what it is, it's very good. Oh boy, this one. This one I would put in... Nope, it's not that bad. It's not bad enough for it to be in this tier. In terms of lap time, it's horrendous. It's hard to drive. I don't particularly enjoy driving it. It's not very useful, and it's not very useful in both multiplayer and time limited events. But it's, it's just bad. Fuel amount and recharge time is pretty good. It's kind of useful in career, but you're probably better off getting the scat pack. It is easy to get, and that's probably its only redeeming factor, and probably the only thing that's saving it from going to this tier, is that it's just easy to get. You don't really have to spend a leg getting it. But I wouldn't really suggest getting it as soon as possible. You're better off getting it. You're better off with better choices. So that's that. Let me just check the chat real quick. Alright, yeah, let me change the title. Alright, there we go. Anyways, back to what we were doing. Okay, let's get through this a little bit quicker because we're taking quite a bit of time. Dodge Viper GTS. I'll put it in this. It's meh. It's not really that great, but it's not that bad. Lap time performance, it's a starter vehicle. It isn't too hard to drive. It isn't very useful in any sort of multiplayer or like in open seasons and recurring time limited events. Fuel amount is it's okay, I guess. Availability, it's kind of easy. It's decent. It's not too hard. You can get it through Class A, the Class A event that always happens every week. But I wouldn't really say that you need it immediately per se. It's not really necessary. So that's why it kind of ends up here. It just doesn't really have that much going for it, but there's nothing really particularly bad about it. It's just the car that exists. So yeah, Dodge Viper ACR, I will put it in B class. And in terms of lap time, it's kind of a little bit too slow in terms of compared to the three kings of Class C, but it isn't too far behind. It is very easy to drive. It's very enjoyable because of it. It kind of can be used for multiplayer, but it wouldn't really be that much of a benefit for you if you have like better cars. And then time limited events, I don't think there's any events that reoccurs that this car is needed for, so it's not really winning any points there. Availability is kind of easy actually. It keeps on getting car hunts, so that's a pretty good sign, and it is worth like getting, but I wouldn't say you are in a rush to get it. It's just kind of, it would be nice to have essentially. So for that reason, it's kind of just, it's slightly above average. It does have its role in its class. So next, I really do need to hurry up though. Okay. So DSC tense D. I don't really like it. Never really liked it. It's lap time performance. I don't really think it's that. I think it's a little bit slow for its rank. It's okay to drive. It's not very useful in the all round. Its fuel is decent at least. Its availability is okay, but I wouldn't really rush to get it. I do believe it might have some career events though, but it wouldn't be the best choice for it, so it's also not that much of a benefit. So it goes into D. Now the exotic rides W70. You know what I think I would do is that I think I'll put it in C for now, but it could go down to D. In terms of lap time, it's not great. Difficulty to drive, it's okay. It's not particularly easy, but it's not hard. I haven't really driven it that much, and it's not. I mean, it's not particularly, bad to drive. It's okay. In terms of multiplayer and time limited events, you won't find much use there. In career, it's not 100% very useful. Availability, it's easy to get, but I wouldn't really get it as soon as possible. It's just a car that exists, like all the other cars in this class. Ferrari 488 GTB, I would say I would also put it in this tier. Mainly because, like, it's pretty much overshadowed by the SCG. Like in terms of lap time, it's okay. It does what it does, but it's just it's just a little bit lacking. It doesn't have any sort of track that it specializes in, so it kind of suffers for that. It's pretty easy to drive. I would say it's easier than moderate. It's enjoyable to drive. It is. I wouldn't really use it for multiplayer. I'd use the SCG instead, and I wouldn't use it. And there isn't much use for it in time limited events. Availability is straightforward. You can get it through regular gameplay, but I wouldn't really go out and like spend tokens to get this thing as soon as possible. So that's why it ends up there. Now this is going to be good. Ferrari F12, definitely A class. Or actually, well, let me think about this real quick. I think it'll stay in A class because in terms of lap time, it's pretty good, especially considering the fact that this is probably the fastest B class car you can get without spending tokens. Difficulty to drive, I would say, is easy, even though it doesn't have the best handling. It has more than enough nitro to make up for it. I enjoy driving it. I actually kind of enjoy driving it. It's not bad. It is useful in multiplayer. And I don't think it's particularly useful in time-limited events, but in multiplayer it actually is a viable option. Like you can use this car in for when you're in Platinum and when you're in Gold League, and maybe a Legend League, but that's a pretty big stretch. It is kind of hard to get, admittedly. I'm pretty sure you can't even get it through regular gameplay. I think you have to get it through the multiplayer seasons, maybe? Or maybe they changed that. I'm not sure, maybe they changed it. But regardless, it's pretty hard to get. But I definitely would recommend getting it. It is very, very good for what it is. And considering that it's the only car, or it's the fastest car you can get without spending tokens, I would definitely recommend it. Ferrari FXXK, or let me just check the chat real quick. Yeah, people are taking offense to the Grand Sport. Here's the thing. If I put the Grand Sport in the same tier as the Huracan Evo, I wouldn't agree with it, because the Grand Sport, while yes, it is very easy to drive and a very nice car to have, you wouldn't really need it. You'd find more use out of the Huracan Evo, pretty much. Don't get me wrong, it's a good car. It's in B class for a reason, but I don't want to put it in A. Okay. Just a second. Just a second. Okay. Let's just get through this as soon as possible because it's getting really late. Ferrari FXXK B. And I think I don't think I'll try. I won't explain this as much as I'll just give them a general the overview of the cars. This car, it's for a starting S-Class car. It's not really got too much, but it's not really exceptionally bad at anything. So that's why it's in B. The J50, I would put it in E. Yeah, yeah, it's that. I don't like it at all. It is essentially a better Aston Martin Vulcan that you have to spend tokens to get. And there is literally no reason for you to have it. The only thing that's saving it from this tier is that it's okay to drive. But that's pretty much it. You're pretty much using any other car, and you're probably better off using any other car. LaFerrari, I would put it in C, actually. I don't think it really, or actually I think it's a bit, nah, C. Because it's just, it's just there. I'd rather use the P1 for multiplayer. It's viable and everything, but like, it's just a car that exists, in my opinion. Now, this is gonna go exactly where it needs to be, and this one I want to take time. Okay. In terms of car performance, it's okay-ish, maybe. I'm not even sure at this point, but you won't know how good it is because driving it is the worst thing you can possibly do to yourself on ever. Okay, it is horrible. It is disgusting. By no means is this enjoyable to drive, and no way would you want to use this for multiplayer or even time limited events. Even though it does I think it is used for, I believe, the CN. Even then, you wouldn't want to use this. It's horrible. Fuel amount is whatever. Availability, it's acquirable through regular gameplay, but you wouldn't want to get this car. It is such a... Thinking about how hard it screwed me over just makes me sad. But yeah, this one, it's more of a personal thing, but screw this car. Throw it into the deepest pits of Jahannam. Anyways, back to what we were doing already. I think this would be an A class. Same reasons for the Scat Pack. I think it would be a little less. I think it'd be slightly under in terms of usefulness, but it's still in the same place. Icona, I would say B. It's good, and it's probably the first real S-Class car you'll get in terms of like how it handles and stuff. But it's not amazing, but it's not bad. But I do think it's above average, definitely. But I don't think it's good enough to be an A class. Okay, let me just check this chat real quick. Anyways, Jaguar. I'll put it in D. It's okay, but it's just for some reason really hard to. It's kind of just it doesn't really have that much uses, and like you don't really need it. And truth be told, it's kind of a little bit underwhelming. If it was in C class, it'd probably be in like the C tier or maybe even the B tier if you're brave enough. But I think it's D tier. Rigera, this one. Now I would put it here, but I have a little bit of problems with that because one, I don't enjoy driving it as much as the Tryon, even though it has better nitro. Two, I don't know why they insist on making it so hard to get blueprints for it. And three, the Chiron exists. Those three reasons are kind of what makes this a little bit irrelevant. But I don't think it's awful, and I don't think it's meh. So I think I'll put it in B. Asterion, I think I'll put it in C. It's just a car that exists, so you don't really expect much from it. It's just okay. Aventador J. I'm gonna put it in D. Yep. This car is absolutely an absolute letdown, an absolute disappointment. I am so disappointed of this vehicle. It's pretty much Pagani Huayra BC, but worse in every single way, including handling of all things, because it drifts worse, and I'm pretty sure it drifts worse. It has less nitro, it has less top speed, it has worse acceleration, its handling is roughly about the same, and it costs just as much, because for some reason they felt that they should just increase the upgrade prices for some reason. No, I'm not buying it. Absolutely horrible. The only thing that's saving it from being in these tiers is that it's decent to drive. That's pretty much it. Anyways, Aventador SV, I think I'll just put it in C tier. If it was acquirable through only regular play, then I'd put it in B tier. But because it requires tokens for what's essentially a slower VLF, it's kind of a hard sell. So I'm putting it in B, C. Centenario, again, C. Mainly because it's just a starter vehicle, and it's not a very good one at that. Like the Icona is pretty much leaps and bounds better than this, and it's also kind of in that starting realm. So that also is in C. Egoista, I would put in D. And here's my reasoning for it. In terms of lap time, it's quite slow for its rank, and it's quite slow for its class, and while it is easy and enjoyable to drive, and it is useful in multiplayer, you do not want to spend the same amount of tokens to 6-star this as the Chiron. This car should never have been an exclusive car. That's pretty much the harsh reality of it. I wouldn't suggest getting it with tokens until it gets until it's available through regular play. And when it becomes available through regular play, it will go to this tier. Until then, it'll stay here. Huracan Evo. You probably heard me talking about it earlier. It's pretty much a better version of the Corvette. That's how I see it, and it's not much harder to drive. And while I wouldn't put it in S class simply because the Apollo exists, and there's actually a choice between whether you want the ultimate lap time or better or easier driving, or like easier to drive. There's a choice, and for that reason, it's not a must-have like the Chiron. Terzo Millennio. I'd say it's better than the Goista, but still meh. It's pretty much, it suffers the same issues that Goista does, but it's kind of different since it's a mega event. But it's not that great. I don't really. It's useful for multiplayer. You can use it for multiplayer and the events, but it's not particularly exceptional in any sort of way. It is easy to drive though, but and I wouldn't consider it bad. The Lotus Elise, I'll put it in the same realm as the ZL1, mainly because it's kind of the same car, it's just in D class and with better acceleration. So yeah, Lotus Evora Sport. I would put this in. I'd put this in D. It's okay. It's actually no. See, it's okay. It's not. There's nothing really much going for it. But in terms of a starting car, it's probably one of the better end of those kinds of cars for C class. And it does have its own event in the Lotus event, so that does have its uses. Maserati Alfieri. Yup. Actually, no. It's that bad. No, seriously, it's that bad. If the Ford GT wasn't convincing enough, this definitely is. It's ridiculously slow for its kind of rank. It's unnecessarily hard to drive, considering it's slow for its rank. It's not enjoyable to drive. You're better off using any other C-class car in terms of multiplayer. And in time-limited events, the events are absolutely destroys it. Even though it is available, it's still not that great of an option. Availability, you have to spend tokens for it. Why? 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 It's not good. It's not good. It doesn't justify the token ask. So it's in addition to all that, it doesn't know how to barrel roll properly. So I don't know. It literally can't get worse than this. McLaren 570S Spider. I would put it in A. It's on pace with the Huayra BC, but the thing that's preventing it from being on S tier is that it's harder to drive. And it costs roughly about the same if you're like roughly around the same if your luck is constant, but yeah. McLaren P1, I would put it in B tier. It's actually, I think A tier would do it justice more. It's pretty good. It's not as fast as the VLF, but its acceleration does make it useful for multiplayer. You can use it for multiplayer in open seasons. It's not very useful in time-limited events. It's kind of hard to get, but you don't really have to spend tokens for it. I wouldn't really necessarily get it immediately because the VLF exists, but it is a nice car to have. And I do think it's just good enough to be a little over B tier. AMG GTS, as much as I hate to say it, this has to go in B tier. Mainly because while I don't like driving it, and I don't enjoy driving it, and it's not exactly the fastest in its class, and it's not particularly useful in time-limited events, or in multiplayer, it's pretty much the only choice you have for weekly challenges. And that's pretty much the only thing that's keeping it from meh tier. In addition to all the regular stuff you get from, like, cars you can get from regular gameplay, so that's also a benefit. Evo. D tier. Or actually, yeah, D tier. I was going to put it into S tier, but the memes aside, this car is a little under average. It's a starter car. You don't really expect much from it. You wouldn't really want to keep using it, really. That's just, it's just a car that's a starter car. That's the slowest car, I think, or one of the, at least. And so it just decided it's just in the D tier for that reason. Nismo, I'd say same story as the Evo. And it's not much harder to get, so it's not exceptionally horrible. The Nissan GTR, I would say I'd put it in B class. It doesn't have the best lap time potential, and it's not very useful in time-limited events. it may kind of be somewhat useful for multiplayer because of its acceleration, but the thing that mainly like, but the thing that kind of separates it from the Vulcan is the fact that it's much nicer to drive, even if it has less nitro. And I think the acceleration makes it more capable on the shorter tracks, and it handles much better. So that's why I think it's in B. Why a BC? Oh, come on, come on, come on. Okay, fine. S. Simply put it, it's the fastest A-class car in the game, and it's probably one of the easiest cars to drive in the game. And my God, it is amazing in just pretty much all aspects of it. It's the fastest in time-limited events. It's a very good choice for multiplayer. It's not amazing for career, but that's not the point of it. I would definitely spend tokens for this car. It's a very good car. You must have it, unless the Genti is actually faster and it gets released. But yeah, Pininfarina, I would put it in the same realm as the NSX. They're pretty much the same kind of thing. The Pininfarina is more handling oriented. The Acura is more top speed, but they're pretty much on the same pace, and they have pretty much the same uses. Now, Porsche 718 Cayman. This goes here. For its rank, it's far too slow than it should be, and it definitely needs a buff, but I wouldn't call it just horrible. I do think that it's okay for what it is okay. It's not bad, but it is a kind of underwhelming. 911 kind of is the same story. It's a starter vehicle, so you kind of have to expect that, but it's just, there isn't really much utility behind it. It is easy to get, but it isn't really amazing. So, yeah. Actually, no. Since I'll put it in C tier, because the Aston Martin DB11 is quite similar. 918 Spider. This is going to split some opinions. I'm going to put it in C tier. Now, let me explain. In terms of lap time, it's on par with the VLF. In terms of difficulty, it's easier to drive than the VLF, and it's very enjoyable to drive because of it. In multiplayer, it's very good. In time-limited events, it's very good. However, the VLF is around the same pace as the 918, and I have tested this pretty hard, thoroughly, and the only difference between this and the VLF is that you have to spend tokens for it. That's a problem, because the VLF doesn't require anything to be maxed out. But this does, and this is way harder to max out, and in the end, you're probably better off spending a little bit more tokens to get the best A-class car there is, the 3C. So I wouldn't call this, the reason this is in here is simply because there's better options that kind of make this a little bit of a poor choice to get for tokens. That's why it's there. Rezvani. Rezvani is in the same tier as the Dodge Viper ACR. They're very comparable, and it's a little more acceleration oriented, but they're kind of the same uses. Anyways, let's finish this real quickly. SAG, it is in, I'd say, B tier. Because it is good. It is good. It still has its uses. It's just not as good as it used to be, and that kind of sucks. It is useful for multiplayer. There isn't much use for time-limited events, but it is useful for multiplayer. It is it's kind of easy to get. It does have its car hunts, but it's just it's good. It's good. That's pretty much all I can say. What isn't good, however, is this. And I'm going to put it here. Simply put it, this car is way slower than it should be at its rank, and especially in Class B. This car has horrible handling. It is I would say kind of hard to drive because its handling is just so bad, and its nitro duration is good, but it's not good enough for it to counteract the fact that it's kind of just slow. I don't really enjoy driving it because it actually has glitches. It glitches off of barrel rolls. It's it's okay for multiplayer, but you're better off using like the Lamborghini or the Apollo or anything like that. In time limited events, it's in Class B, but it's not very good. In availability, it's kind of weird for this car, but I don't think it's worth spending red tokens when you can just spend it on import parts for cars that actually do matter. And I don't suggest getting this car. It's not worth it. I don't like it. It's not good. Considering the amount of effort you have to go about spending and the amount of time, it's a slower SCG. That's how bad it is, and that's not acceptable, especially for a car that's this high ranked. Now for the Tryon, this is gonna go to A, mainly because it is probably the fastest car you can get without spending tokens, and it is very, very good. However, the only thing that is stopping it from being S tier is just how hard it is to drive. If it was if it was like even slightly moderately difficult, then it'd be an S tier. But it's the hardest car to drive in game, and there's a reason why people don't use it often in multiplayer. And you can definitely use it for multiplayer. It's very good for multiplayer, but it's risky. It's hard. It's very hard. The Venser Sarth. As of right now, I would put it in. Yep. It's the fastest Class C car there is, bar none. It is kind of decent to. It is pretty easy to drive. Or no, it's moderate to drive, but it is enjoyable. It's very good handling. It has limited nitro, which is why it's a little bit on the moderate end. But regardless, you want this car, no matter what. Like if you haven't gotten it through the car hunt, get it. It's a must-have. It's very, very worth it right now. It obliterates anything else Class C has to offer. It's pretty much in a class of its own in Class C. That's how good it is. I would definitely agree with this. And you know what? I'd agree with this too. And I'm not even being a fanboy or anything. This thing is just that useful, and I can walk you through it. In terms of lap time, it's as good as the 918, and it is kind of close to the BC in some cases. It's pretty easy to drive. It's not the best in terms of difficulty, but it isn't hard. It's very enjoyable to drive. It's useful for multiplayer, and it's also useful for time-limited events because that's how you need to get the Tryon. Its fuel amount is, negligible. It is useful for career in some sense in the later end. It's compared to other A-class cars, you can get this car easier, or quicker at least, because I maxed this thing out before I think even got the P1 to 2 stars. So that's saying something. And you definitely want this car as soon as possible because this thing gives you so much options. It's very, very useful. It might not be the fastest, but it has a lot of uses for what it is. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. Volkswagen Excel Sport, I'll just put it in, I think I'll just put it here. It's nothing really too special. It's just, it's just there. And it's kind of like on the lower end. So then there isn't really much uses for it. So I would put it in D. But I wouldn't put it in E or that godforsaken tier. W Motors Fenrir Super Sport. That is going to go to A. It's pretty much the other car you can use in case you don't really like the Tryon that much, but in terms of lap time it's lacking, but it does make up for it in some sense for its relative ease of use to drive. So it does go into A. Lycan also goes into A because for its rank it's probably the fastest thing you'll probably get, about like 4,000. It is very good. In terms of lap time, it might not be amazing in comparison to like the other S-Class cars, but it is very nice. It is a very nice car to drive. It drifts very well. Its nitro is kind of manageable at 5 stars, and yeah, there's not much problems with it. You can use it for multiplayer. You can't really use it for You can't really use it for time limited events, but I'd still put it in A class, and that's it. That's my tier. That's it. Yep. So this is what I think. There is some, some conflicting opinions about some cars, but this is what I think. And yeah, I'll just download it real quick. Okay. All right. And all right, enough. Time to finish. All right, this is taking way too long. I have to stop streaming. It's getting too late. Goodbye.